Lily, I'd like you to sign that, please.
What is it?
A form, a simple form, the final part of the interview.
Yes, but what is it for?
Sign that and I can formally offer you the job.
Oh, so I've got the job then?
Only if you sign that.
So is that my contract?
As part of your contract.
Oh, well, thank you for that. To tell you the truth, I didn't think I was going to be offered it.
Really?
Yes, I thought I made one or two, well, to put in a finer point of it, one or two boo-boos.
Boo-boos?
You know, silly answers. I thought I might have blown my chances.
No, not at all. You came through with flying colours.
Oh, so all I have to do is sign that?
On the bottom line.
Near the small?
Which is something you don't need to worry about.
No?
No, these circumstances rarely come up. Once in a lifetime.
Oh, well, that's a relief. I wouldn't want to sign something that gets me into a lot of hot water.
No, nothing like that at all. Everybody signs it, you'll find. It's no big deal.
Oh, that's all right then. So, where do I sign?
On the bottom line.
So, good. Super. Still, perhaps I ought to read it.
There is rather a lot of it.
Still, perhaps.
It's all couched in legalese.
Couched?
Too high flown for the man in the street.
Still.
Look, do you want this job or not?
Oh, yes, of course. Who wouldn't?
Precisely. There were a lot of applicants.
I can believe that.
Took a team of 28 to narrow it down to a very long list. Then another team had to come in to make a manageable shortlist. Many of them were hospitalised. And we've just spent the last week interviewing that shortlist of candidates to come up with the final applicant.
Me?
We're all exhausted.
Oh.
But the finish line is crossed and we have our ideal applicant for the job.
Oh, very flattered.
You should be.
What, to think that so much time and energy has been expended?
22 people were hospitalised, one's in intensive care.
And all for me.
Or somebody like you, yes. So now all you have to do... There should be no buts, no ifs, no whys, no wherefores. You sign there.
But I do think that after all this time and effort on everyone's part, I shouldn't just sign away without a moment's thought. It seems a bit ungrateful.
You are being ungrateful by not placing your signature on that document.
You make it sound very important.
It's a document. You've signed forms before. You tick boxes to say that you've read and understood all the terms and conditions, when really you've done nothing of the sort. Now, when it really doesn't matter, you hesitate. You delay. You hold things up.
Well, I don't want you to think I'm being ungracious.
Gracious? Of course you're bloody ungracious. Sign or go. We have number 2 waiting in the wings. In another room.
So, if I don't sign, he or she will sign instead?
Told you, this is a job people would give their eye teeth for.
So all I have to do is sign there?
Precisely.
Still, I really do think I should read it.
If you must know, if you have to know, if you've resolved this problem, it merely says that you're not to talk about anything that goes on.
Not talk?
Not about anything, in any quarter whatsoever, not what's said, not what's done, from the chairman down.
Chairman?
Not the chairman or the vice chairman, not the chairman of vice, not the CEO or her deputies, not the head of HR, RR, PR or SR, not the man who cleans the drains.
Why not?
That's the rules.
But
We don't want matters bandied about.
But it seems a bit...
That's the deal.
It seems a bit extreme.
Look, it's common practice in business.
What, in this business?
In any business. It's well known in business circles. Oh, take it or leave it.
Well, why? What does go on here?
It's all QT.
Top secret?
Well, not quite top secret.
What you said?
Shh! Walls have ears.
I thought you said that we weren't allowed to talk about it outside the factory gates.
In or outside the factory gates.
If we're not allowed to talk about it to anybody, how do you get anything done?
We don't. We haven't for months. That's why your job, your potential job, the job that you've been offered but haven't yet accepted. That's why you, or somebody like you, will have to resolve this conundrum. We await your answers to the problem.
Tiffany, I can't talk to anybody. Can I talk to you?
You certainly can't talk to me. I merely interview and make offers. You must sign or we will never get anything done. You'll throw thousands on the scrap heap, yourself included. It's as simple as that.
But this is ridiculous.
Ridiculous it may seem, but that's the way things are, and will stay in
But if I don't sign it, I can go out of here, go back into the normal world and apply for another job.
Actually, no.
No. What do you mean, no? Who's going to stop me?
You saw security for getting in here. Well, security for getting out's a lot tighter. You can't just let you go.
No, this really is ridiculous.
It may seem it to you. You have to see it from our point of view. You've been here. You've looked around as part of the early stage to the interview. You saw things.
But there's nothing to see. Apart from corridors and doors and staircases and lifts. That's the same in any office block. I certainly didn't see anything that would constitute a breach of something.
Who's to say, accidentally, just by chance, you didn't hear a fragment of conversation or see something that you should?
But I didn't.
You say that now. But that may be just a ruse to go out into the real world and say what you saw and heard.
I didn't. Or nothing that makes any sense anyway.
It may not make any sense to you, but others will know how to put the information together. Then where would we be?
That's paranoia.
Total security is based on paranoia.
But you can't keep me here. I mean, I have family, friends outside.
They will miss you, no doubt. But we shall furnish them with a plausible explanation.
What are you going to tell them?
There are various scenarios prepared to meet all occasions.
Does this happen often?
Not often, fortunately.
So, what happens now?
That's entirely up to you. You could make a foolish break for it, but security have their orders. You could, faced with no alternative, sign, of course. That offer has not been taken away from you, or... You will be taken from this place to another place.
That sounds ominous.
I'm attempting a little drama, trying to introduce a little tension to tip you over the edge.
But that doesn't explain what happens.
I don't know what happens. You've never been appraised of what happens. But then I've never shown the slightest interest in what happens. Heaven forbid it could happen to me.
Is that likely?
My position is safe, for now.
But the sword of Damocles hangs over your head as well.
As it does over all employees here, I fear. Still, that does create a certain loyalty to the cause.
What is the cause?
Total secrecy at all costs. That's the best way to explain it. To stop rivals.
Are there rivals?
Business is made up of rivals. There's always somebody trying to get the edge. So we must maintain that edge to stay one step ahead.
Oh, not 2 steps.
That would be to our advantage. But that's not possible. No, it's a cutthroat, cut and thrust world out there. So, you've been presented with all the alternatives.
Pointing out that there are no alternatives.
You could put it that way.
I really have very little choice in the matter. Except to point out
What?
that I am not really the applicant for this post.
You're not?
No. You are the real applicant. I am merely the interviewer.
Sure.
I am merely the interviewer.
Are you sure? That can't be right. I have your application here.
A mere ruse.
You came in from the outside.
Did you see me?
You answered all the questions. You had After all the grades.
A put-up job. We were not testing me, but testing you. And you failed.
What?
You became too sympathetic. You showed too much human emotion to the interviewer.
That's not fair.
Your post is terminated, as of now.
It's not in the rule book.
You have one rule book, but there are other rule books. I have the supreme rule book, and that overrides your rule book. Your post is expired, and so are you.
But I...
There will be someone to see you shortly, to discuss your future, to decide what happens next. You may wait here. Someone will be with you shortly.
Right.
Jim Smith and Sarah Sherry.